Yo, what is going on YouTube? How's everybody doing? So, getting right into it today. We got something that has been super long awaited on this channel and for the Duramax itself. And for all my people that have been talking in the comments and the people that are coming back to watch this video, no, it's not boost auto mirrors. That's next though. So we got something today that I feel is a little bit more important in terms of making the truck look the way it should again, because as you guys know, if you guys return to this channel, a very young kid had this before me and it's just painfully obvious. Spray paint everywhere, overspray everywhere. So we fixed 90% of the stuff. We're on the last few problems, just trying to fix this thing up and make it look the way it probably should again. Now, in this frame right here, you guys can see the problem. Now, what is it? So it's not the mirrors, but it is this big, huge pile of donkey on the front of the truck. So the lower valence of the bumper, so they ended up replacing the front bumper. This is a brand new bumper. It already came primed, and they also did a horrible job at painting it, but we're gonna be repainting that today, as well as the new bumper valence, because they had a plow mount cut in here. It's just, it's coming off. It's like absolutely horrible. Every time I hit a bump, it just sounds like it's falling off. It's actually ridiculous. Not only that, but the bumper itself is not mounted properly, and it does that, which is not good. So I do believe I have all the brackets that I need to put the bumper on properly again, and that should take care of all that problem, because I really cannot stand the way that this bumper just flexes like that every time I hit a bump. Just imagine what this sounds like every time I hit a bump. It is absolutely ridiculous. But today everything will change, and of course we're gonna have to make our cuts in our new valance, because that it's not going to clear the 14 wides. It actually already doesn't. So I'm going to have to take this exact same cut and make it even deeper on the new one once it comes in. But for right now, we got to go get ourselves our paint and get everything ready. We're going to start taking this whole entire front end apart, and then once we get back with all of our supplies, this thing's pretty much going to be torn down for the rest of the day until I get the lower valance in, and then we put it back all together, and then we should be rocking and rolling. So super excited to finally fix the Duramax. We shouldn't have any problems with it, honestly. I'm sure we're gonna run into some. The problems are to be expected, but for now, we're gonna go get our paint and we're gonna start ripping this thing apart, and I will get up with you guys once we have our paint and our parts. Well, actually, before we do that, I kind of feel the need to do a little bit of a cold start, because why not? It's a little bit colder out in these times of the year up in the Northeast. We get to do our fuel pump, our voltometer, turn that on, make sure we got proper voltage. 11.8, not great, but wait till our monitor turns on. So obviously it is not cold enough to where it's going to make a big difference on our diesel truck, but once the colder times start coming along, where it's actually winter time, we're going to have a lot more cold starts, because I'm sure they're going to sound amazing. Plus, not only that, the LBZ has a stock high idle switch on this thing. Not a switch, but a mode. So I think that's pretty sick, and I'm actually pretty excited to see that. But I'm also going to be getting a custom high idle switch. It's like 45 bucks, and you get a high idle on here. So without getting an EFI live tune for now, because the truck's going to stay untuned for a while, just because I want longevity right now until I get a second truck or a second build on the channel that we can daily and do more stuff with. I'm going to start building this thing out and making this thing absolutely show worthy. We also got to start parking it in a garage after that, but like I said, I'm going to go get some parts, and I'll catch up with you guys after that. All right, we are back from buying paint, so now it is officially time to start getting going on the ripping the entire front end apart. So we have to take off our radiator shroud, we got to take off our grill, we got to take our headlights out, we got to take the bumper off, and probably a lot more. And then we're gonna have to separate the bumper. We also have a problem with our blinker bulbs, and our halo's not running, if you guys seen that in the last video. So that's always fun, but something we're just gonna have to fix while we're in here, because we have to take everything apart anyway, so we might as well just access everything and make it right this time. Probably put some dielectric grease everywhere, because obviously it is not happy. So probably not gonna film that, but we're gonna start taking this apart and get with you guys as soon as I start prepping things for paint. All right, so we made some progress, and I took one of the bumper bolts out, and sure enough, the only thing holding this thing on is these bolts right here. 1, 2. So I'm going to take this one out, and it's going to take the bumper off. That is not good. That is not how it's supposed to be, but we're going to fix that today, hopefully, and won't have any more issues after this. And just like that, should be all good now. Everything's disconnected in terms of wires. This thing is way heavier than I thought. All right, so if you guys think these bumpers are light, they are most definitely not light at all whatsoever. But we have it propped up here, so now I'm gonna work on getting the fog lights out, even though this one's already broken. I have broken fog lights, man. Ridiculous how that goes, but hopefully our bumper will be much more secure and maybe we can fix that. So gonna get this bottom valance off and then see what we're looking like. All right, so I always try to give you guys like a little bit of incentive on how things are going, just in case you guys are doing this for yourself. So I left one of the things on to show you guys exactly how I did this. So pretty much the valance is all held on by these massive push tabs, and it's like a 3-stage push tab. So usually you just take the top piece out and it comes out, but now you gotta take the top piece out, you gotta squish this bottom and then take the middle piece. It's ridiculous, but obviously holds it in pretty solid, so I'm not too worried about it. But other than that, there was these brackets here which cover up some of the things, so you got to take that off, and that is these right here. And usually this little bumper trim thing goes in here. You just do little push tabs. It comes off in 2 seconds, and then that exposes these bolts that are going through here, and then you just kind of unbolt them and the thing comes right off. So we're gonna take this last push tab off, get this valance out of here. It is just absolutely disgusting. Like, look at this thing. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to get a new one on there. Look at the Duramax right now though. It is sitting pretty, just without looking so pretty, but it's fine because it'll be much prettier once we're done. Yep, gonna have to figure out these brackets as well because I want these to actually be functional and not garbage. So we're gonna have to do a lot of figuring out here. Also gonna have to save these tabs because I'm pretty sure the new one does not come with new ones. But once everything's done, I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I had to do. So not too worried about it, but yep, I'm gonna start moving on with that, and hopefully painting the bumper while this thing is getting delivered, because we don't even have it yet and we're waiting on UPS. All right, so one last thing. This is from the OEM Valance. This sits right behind here, kind of like that, just kind of blocks airflow going from there. For some reason, I know a lot of people run airflow restrictor type deals on diesel trucks. I don't know if that's something like this, but I'm gonna keep this just in case I want it for some reason. Honestly, it doesn't even look too bad. It actually looks pretty good installed on there, but peep the hostiles though. Still haven't gotten rid of those things. But in terms of the old Valance, that thing is absolutely roached. So finally that thing is completely done. So now we gotta figure out some of these bracketry things, and then we should be solid. And then we're gonna sand everything down, take a bunch of these little things off, like these license plate brackets, because I do not want this in there. So take it down, and we're gonna start painting this pretty much ASAP. So hopefully it turns out pretty good. And just like that, ladies and gents, our new one has arrived. It looks kind of crazy. Usually folds out like that, but it's not doing that here. So hopefully this is one of those ones you put in the sun and it just completely forms itself, because if not, that's going to be a problem. But let's cut it open and see what she's looking like. Yep, so this thing looks super crazy. What in the world? Well, I'm gonna go put it out in the sun and hopefully it expands. But other than that, it feels pretty good and looks pretty good. Yeah, not sure, but we're gonna put it out in the sun, hope for the best. All right, so thankfully the Valance did its thing, bent right out. It still has a little bit of a kind of like a knuckle there, but I'm really not too worried about it. But I realized I started painting the bumper and not the Valance, and it's going to be very, very difficult to assemble everything while everything is freshly painted, and I don't really want to mess it up. So I think I'm going to finish painting the bumper without clear coat. I'm going to paint just this piece here. I'm going to make it all like where all the nooks and crannies are, and then once that's painted, uncleared by the way, I'm going to put it all together and then paint the whole thing over again, just in case there's any nicks or scratches that are on there, and then it should come out pretty perfect. All right, so after probably the most annoying install I've ever experienced in terms of body work, we have the primed Valance and the half painted bumper all together. So now it can finally be painted all at once. I don't have to worry about it. It's just gonna go together and it's gonna be smooth. That's kind of ugly. I don't know why that sticks out like that, but regardless, it's all together and it's ready for paint. So we're gonna go put this thing in the paint booth and probably not hit it with any more primer. I got a little light here, but I'm not really too worried about it because it's time to start putting the paint through the ringer, and she'll be good. So I'll get with you guys as soon as everything's painted and we put it back here to dry, because this is like kind of the drying spot. It's kind of the most enclosed thing I have. So yeah, like I was saying, put this thing in the booth. We're gonna start painting it, and then we're gonna bring it back over here, close the door, and make sure there's no way that anything's gonna contaminate this, and we should be good to go. Once the clear is on, I will get with you guys then. All right, ladies and gents, it's time to close the door and let this dry out, and hopefully nobody walks around in the garage. Oh my goodness. We're probably gonna be putting some paneling up and some stuff like that, but she's all set. So by no means am I any professional painter, but I think this came out absolutely perfect in terms of how I could do it. Obviously, we're sending the truck out to paint at some point once all the rust is fixed, and it's going to be like borderline show truck. We're going to send that thing out to paint, but for now, this is going to do more than okay, and the new valance is going to look absolutely insane. No more crusty, gross stuff. We also did our cuts. Obviously, it's not supposed to be all curved like that, but we did our cuts because we're running 22 by 14s on 33s, so we got to do the cuts. We should be a-okay in that regard, hopefully, because I do not want to cut the fresh paint, because if I have to cut the fresh paint, I'm actually going to lose my mind. But it's going to take forever for this thing to dry. We're probably going to leave it overnight, so I'm going to pick this video up tomorrow and see how we're looking. All right, so of course it's dark out and this shit sucks, but we got the bumper on and it came out pretty insane. Yeah, no, I'm not complaining at all. This thing looks pretty incredible because the clear coat came out absolutely insane on this, so it's pretty dope. But I'm gonna get with you guys in the morning because it is only 6:45. That's crazy, but it's pitch black out and recording sucks during that. So alrighty, it is now a nice, beautiful, rainy day outside. But no worries because we already have everything ceramic coated on here, so of course nothing is sticking to the clear coat. Wow, I still can't believe how nice this clear coat came out. But this is going to be the valance and the new bumper paint on the truck. It looks absolutely killer. I'm gonna keep it real. Out of all the paint I've done to this truck and anything else, this is probably the best paint job I've ever actually done myself. It came out pretty immaculate. It's not, I don't know what happened here. The paint was definitely not cured and something just smacked it. Really sucks, but it's not a big deal because you really can't see it. Plus, I'm not complaining because it was much worse with the old valance. It was just absolutely cooked, and there was really no saving it. So brand new valance, brand new paint, brand new clear coat. What more could you ask for? Not a whole lot. Maybe a professional job, but you know, it ain't too bad. It ain't too bad. I'm not complaining. I think it looks absolutely great, especially compared to the paint that the other kid did that had it before me. Yeah, this whole truck just needs to be painted, honestly. But we have a new thing. So yesterday I went and picked up some parts, some OEM parts, which I'm gonna show you guys in 2 seconds, that we're also gonna be putting on this truck, just for Salt City diesels, so that the truck looks a little better, a little bit more prompt, of course, because the only rot on this truck is on the bed and it's there and I can't get rid of it. So you know what, let me just show you guys those. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah, this thing was absolutely cooked. I'm so glad to be off of that thing. But here is our OEM fender flares, and they are OEM white. So big, huge thing. It came off a parts truck that my buddy actually had, but I'm really not too concerned about that because we're gonna clean these things up, hopefully save the OEM paint, and then put them on the truck. And if they don't look the greatest, before I like hard mount them, I will just repaint them like I do with every other part of the entire truck, because that's, I guess, what we're doing nowadays. We're just painting the entire truck. So I think I'm gonna throw that in this video. So with that being said, I'm going to start getting these things together. I'm gonna clean them up. I guess we're gonna mount them up to the duramax. Just so you guys can see a little before and after. We got a whole bunch of iron buildup on here. So hopefully that's gonna come off. Also, they painted a little black line on the bottom of their truck, so 2 of them have a little black on the bottom, but it's not a big deal. It's gonna look better than the bed does. So other than that, a lot of mildew as well, but I'm not too worried about it. We're gonna get these things cleaned up and we're gonna get them on the duramax, and hopefully that thing is gonna look a whole lot better. So all right, keeping it 100% real. These things are absolutely roached. They're not horrible. I could put them on the truck and they wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but like, I'm trying to build like a semi-show truck and some of the stuff is just not clean. So I'm gonna sand these down, strip them, and paint them. So in this video, they're not going on. Not clean.
Not at all.
Not Buzzo approved.
Nope.
Well, my big fat ass is gonna be at one of those. Oh, oh my God, that hurts so bad. Anyways, my big fat ass is gonna go get one of those Kaisenat burgers, cause they look insane. So we're gonna go do that. I'm probably gonna end the video here, but yeah, we're gonna go grab one of those things, and I'm gonna make my decision on if I'm putting these things on the truck when we get back. So, all right, ladies and gents, we just got back from eating the Kaisenat burger. If you guys don't know what it is, it's 2 chicken patties into a Big Mac, and they just replaced the beef with the chicken. It was all right. First 3 bites, it's pretty fire. What do you got there, buddy?
Duramax juice.
Duramax juice.
Yeah, pop this thing. I know she needs some.
No. My head gaskets don't leak.
Neither do mine.
Really?
Nope.
I don't carry a jug of coolant in my Duramax. But yeah, anyways, I decided not to put the fender flares on because I think I'm going to paint them. So I don't think it's going to be its own video, but I do think that I will. My clear coat's coming off of my bumper. Okay, I keep stopping mid-sentence, but this is bullshit.
You just power washed it.
Why? Long story short, my paint job was garbage. But yeah, anyways, we're gonna be ending the video here. Hopefully next week we have some sponsorship deals we're working out, so hopefully we'll get some parts for the Duramax, potentially 2 parts for the Duramax. But I think one of them will be going on this truck, this black truck over here, this big turd. You know, the poverty cab right there. Yeah. But yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna leave this here, so I'll see you guys in the next one. If you guys want to follow any social medias, the Don.87 on everything is linked in the description below. So catch you guys later. Peace.